Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how you can create a footer in minutes. So in the description I've put a link to my GitHub, and in this GitHub I have a React starter. So you'll just come here and click the code, and then you will download the zip file. I've already created the starter app. It's a React starter app for a Vite project, so you will not have to start installing the app again. So after you have downloaded the zip file, you will come to where it has been downloaded, and then you're going to open it, and then you're going to copy it to where you want to put your project. So for me, I want to put it in my desktop, so I'll just come and paste it here. And then once you have copied it there, you are going to open the terminal, and then you are going to run code dot to open it in the Visual Studio Code, and then you're going to close the terminal. It should open the project, and then as you can see now, here we have the starter, which has the source app.jsx, index.css, and then main.jsx. When you create a Vite project using React, it normally has the app.css and everything. So for this one, I've created just a starter app. I've removed everything in the app.jsx, and I've added this. And then in the index.css, it only has this tailwind. We are going to use tailwind for this, and then I don't think there's anything else. So what you're going to do, you're going to open the terminal, and then you're going to run npm install to install all the packages. We are only using React. You can use TypeScript, you can use Next.js, there's no problem. So you're going to type npm install to install the dependencies, and then you're going to wait for it to install. After running the npm install, is going to install all the packages, and then you're going to run npm run dev to start the application. Now the project has opened in localhost 5173, so I'm going to open it. And the only thing you can see here is this text, hello world. So I'm going to put the VS Code in the browser like that. Now what you're going to do here inside the app, I'm going to close this, but before I close this index.css, I have the styles for the CSS that we are going to use. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to copy them here. They are just footer styles for the footer, so you're not going to write all these styles. So what you're going to do is I'll post this code in the description, so you're going to get all this styling. It's just some styling for the footer. And then what you're going to do here, we are going to add a component here, because the footer is a component, it's not a page. So we are going to do components, and then inside these components you're going to do footer dot jsx, and then you're going to say RAFCE like that, and we have created a footer. And then we are going to come to app.jsx, which is our app, and below here, first of all, let me remove this, and then remove this to avoid creating a div there. Now we can come here and import our footer like that. If you want to import it, you hit Control and then space, then here it is. So you have the footer, and if we come here, you can see that we have the footer here. So let me do this. I can add this in a minimum height of screen, and then like that. Then we'll have our footer down here. As you can see here, we have a footer. So what you're going to do, let me also do the same here. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to add a p to say this is a footer. Then I can add a class name of, let's say, font bold, because I'm using Tailwind CSS like that. And if I scroll down, you can see I have a footer here. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a footer here. So what I'll do, because we are just creating a footer, we can just remove this hello world, and then we can come and put our footer inside there. But when you are creating your application, you will have other pages on top of the footer. So you can see we have the footer here. So what you're going to do next is, I'm going to close this because I've already finished with it. And then at the root of your folder, you're going to create, you can name it anything, but for me I'm going to say constants. And then inside this constants you're going to add an index.js. Here is where you're going to put our links for the footer, because we want to have things like title, links, and everything. So here you're going to do export const, and then footer links, then it's going to be an array, and inside this array we are going to have a title first. You're going to have a title. This title is, when you're creating a footer, you have the about, you have the contact, you have the everything of that sort, right? So here we're going to say title, and then we're going to do about like that. And then down here we're going to add the links that are talking about the about, and it's going to be an array. So let's say inside that link we want to have a title saying something like, it's a website obviously, so we're gonna say know about us, and then you can add the URL where you want the link to take that user. So I'm going to use that slash to show that the user is going to be redirected to the home page. So this is how we are going to create our footer. First we are going to define the title, and then the links to that title, sorry. So what you're going to do is, because I don't want to waste time, I'm not going to create everything. I'm just going to paste the footer links, and as you can see here we have the title, about, and then you have the links, and then inside the about you have the how it works, you have the featured, you have the partnership, and then we have another title which is company, you have another title which is socials. You can also add other titles such as, let's say, customer service, and then you can add the customer service down here, and then that customer service is going to say something like payments. You get it, right? So I'm going to explain what we have just done. First, we have created our application and created a footer where we are going to now fetch the constants from the footer links, and then we have come to our app.jsx and then added our footer component here, which is showing right here, and then we have added this styling, these styles. You're going to get these styles in my GitHub, and then nothing else. We have done the npm install, which has installed the Vite project, and then the tailwind, the dependencies in general, which are these dependencies here. So I'm going to close this, and then we are going now to come to the footer to start creating the footer component. So I'm going to remove this first, and in this footer we're going to just do a footer, and this footer is going to have a class name. You can add any class names, any styling of your choice. So it's going to be class name, and these class names are going to be flex, and then flex column. We want them to be flex, and then flex column in either we want them to be flex and then flex column, and then we want them to be text black, and then we want to have a margin top of 5. The margin top is going to separate it from the other contents on top of the footer, and then we are going to have a border top of 2, and then the border is going to be gray, the border is going to be gray, let's say 200, right, like that. And then inside this footer we are going to have another div, and this div is also going to be flex. And then we're going to do max md. In medium devices you want to be flex column to align all the links in column direction. And then you want to do flex wrap, and then justify between, and then a gap of 5. Then we want to do in small devices, we want to have a padding x of 16 and a general padding x of 6, and then a general padding y of, let's say, 10. Shift Alt F to format. And then inside here we are going to, I don't know if it's visible, let me increase like that. So you can add your own stylings inside the class names, but we are going to use my own styling. So inside this div we are going to add another div which is going to have a flex direction, and then inside this is going to be flex column. Inside this div is where you're going, the first div where you're going to add the, let's say, logo for your company, a small about section and everything, right? And then you're going to do justify center, not like center but start. And then you're going to do item start. Then you're going to have a gap of 6. Normally what you add inside here, you add an image which is logo. Inside this div you're going to add an image which will be a logo, but we are not going to add the image because I don't have the image currently. But for you, you're going to add your logo here. So I'll just do a h1 which is going to say this will be a logo. So here is where you're going to add your logo. And then let's say I want to make it to add a class name for font bold, sorry, so it's going to be font bold like that, to show that this is a logo. And then we can increase the text size, which is going to be text, let's say, to Excel. So you can see here we are saying this will be a logo. So here you're going to add your own what image for your logo, for your, sorry, but it's the logo image for your company. And as you can see here, we have a margin, we have a border top there. So let me do this again. And then below the logo you're going to have either a small description or, let's say, some icons and everything. So we're going to say, we're going to add a class name here, and this class name is going to be text base. And then we're going also to say text gray 700. So inside this paragraph you can add a text to say, maybe to describe your company like that. And you're going to say max. As you can see, this is taking like the whole width, so you're going to add a max width. You're going to say a max width of LG like that. So if I extend this, you can see have this lorem like that. So let's come back here, and maybe you can add some breaks here like that. Then you can also add another breakdown here like that. So what you're going to do next, we have finished the div tag, which is, where is it, this div for adding the logo and also a small about section, and you can also add some icons there. So the next thing we are going to do here, we are going to now to import or footer links. That is, we are going to add our footer links there. So what you're going to do, you're going to first import footer links. So we can remove this, then say import footer, it's footer links, import footer links, it's supposed to be inside this, sorry, footer links from and then where you have created your constants, but I think it won't import the constant. So what I'll do, I'll just come and move this folder inside the source folder, and let's see if the import will work. So we have it here and then inside there like that, and now we don't have any errors. So what we are going to do now is we are going to map through our links from the constants, and then we are going to have something like about us, contact us, like that. So first we are going to add a div with the footer underscore links, and then if you're wondering where this one is coming from, it's coming from the index.css, and then let me scroll down and we have this, which is applying tailwind CSS classes, flex one with full flex and everything. So we are going to add that styling to the div, and then now we are going to map our footer links. We are going to do dot map, then it's going to be link, and then we are going to do a div here. This div is going to have a key, and this key is going to be link dot title, and then inside this div we are going to have a class name of footer underscore link. So this was footer underscore links, and this will be footer underscore link. So you should check that while writing the code. And now we are going to add a h3, which is going to have a class name of text bold to show that that's the title, and then inside here we are going to say link dot title, like that. And now as you can see, we have this about, company, social, and I'm getting this wrong, it's supposed to be font bold, like that. So you can see we have about, you have company, and if I increase this, you can see I have the about here, I have the company, I have the socials. And if I go back and then let's say inspect to medium, to the fonts like mobile devices, you can see we have this about, company, and socials, and then we will have our logo here, and then you can add a background color of your choice, so you can see that it's responsive. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to now map our links. So what you're going to do here, we are going to do link dot links, the links that we defined earlier, dot map, and now we are going to do item instead, and then it's going to be, we're going to add a link here, link, and then this link is supposed to come from React router DOM, but I don't have it, so we are going just to add an a tag like that, and then the ref is going to be item dot URL. Remember we added a URL which will be the destination for that specific link, and then the key is going to be link dot title, like that. And then you're going to add a class name of text gray, let's say 500, like that. And now inside here we are going to add the the link dot title, like that. And now it's supposed to update here, but I don't know why it looks like that. Let me see. I think I've made a mistake here. It's supposed to be, actually it's not supposed to be link, because we used link earlier. It's supposed to be item dot title and item dot title, like that. So if it's item dot title, now you can see that I have the links appearing on the browser. So if I expand this, you can see we have the about, company, socials, and you also add another category like we said earlier, customer, something like that. And now here you can replace the socials with your, let's say React icons. So you can take those icons below here, and then here you can make it another section. So if I inspect it, you can see that it's fully responsive. You can see, so it's only one thing you are going to add below here, which is going to be, let's say, another div. So below this div, which div? This one, is it that one? Yeah, below this div we are going to add another div, and it's going to be, let's say, flex, and then going to be justified between. It's not like a must to add this, but I prefer you add it. So it's going to be item center, and then flex wrap, then margin top of 10, and then a border, let's say border top of 4, like that, or 2. Any, you can choose yours. And then you're going to have a border gray of, let's say, 200, like we did earlier. And then in small devices we want to have a padding x of 16, and then a padding x of 6, and then a padding y of, let's say, 10, like that. And then inside this we are going to, if I scroll down, you can see have a small line here. So what you're going to add inside here is going to be a p tag, and then you can come here and add your copyright. So it's going to be copy, and then the year, which is 2023, and then you can say all rights reserved, like that. And then below this p tag you are going to add something for the privacy policy and also the terms of use or anything else. So below here we are going to add a footer, a div with a class name of footer underscore copyrights link, like that. You have this styling in our CSS, and then here we are going to add an a tag, and the ref, you can add your ref, but for me I'm going to add the index page, which is the home page. And now here we are going to do a class name, say a class name of text gray 500, and then inside here I'm going to say, let's say, privacy policy, like that. And now I'm going to duplicate this, Control C, and then it's going to be, I'm going to add terms of use, like that. So if I extend this, let me see. Actually, I placed this the wrong place. It's supposed to be below this div right here, like that. Shift Alt F to format, and then if I extend here, you can see now we have the footer. We have this will be a logo, and then we have this description about us section, and then you have this copyright, and then you have the privacy policy, terms of use, and then about company and everything. So what you're going to do, you can make this, you can add hover effects to this, such that when I hover, you have a certain, the text changes its color, and then you can also add a background color for this. So if I came here and added a bg of blue 100, like that, you can see now our footer has a color like that, and now the border are not visible because you are supposed to add color to the border. But that's simply how you are supposed to, how I suggest you create your own footer. It will take you some few minutes to do it, and you can see here we are getting a good footer for our website. So that's a quick way of how you can create a footer. I don't know if I should repeat the process, but I hope you have understood. So let me know the next thing I should show you how to create. I think this is a good way. And then make sure you like the video, and then hit the subscribe button.